Kim, do you have any old?
I do. I have the last one that we
You
did.
do, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know we put something in there about.
Yeah.
Maybe just tie it to the Lake Mohawk Headwaters to the Waldo.
Yeah.
Like just actually hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I have the
yeah.
ERI too that we did.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I was thinking that the lake might have its own, regulations for the bulkhead replacement.
You know, if they do
The
or
Lake
not.
Association, I do not know that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know whether they contacted them first before us, which probably would have been a good idea. Or maybe Dykstra did.
Yeah, maybe that's.
Chad, do you know? Do you know if there are any lake requirements or country club requirements when you replacing a bulkhead?
No.
Mhm. I don't either.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, we had no applications. So moving on to public comment. Do you want to go? Okay. All right, reports. Who wants to go first?
I can go first.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so I'm referring to the planning board meeting of November 1st, 2023. And it was a very late one. I think we got out at midnight. So I will not be extending this report as our meeting was extended. But I do want to say that the first thing that we talked about was the One North Village Boulevard. And we, as you recollect, we actually made a recommendation that this was ecologically sensitive area. And so I did mention that, and they did read your report. The report was there available. The resolution, there was a resolution that was presented, and as I recall, a couple of the board members, they had wanted more specific information. So some changes were submitted to it. Nothing to change the resolution was that we do not approve, but just specific things about the driveway. I'm not going to go through this and read it, but another thing that was omitted was in the resolution was our EC report. So I requested that it be also entered in because they have the architectural plans, the letter response from the architects, the storm sewer tabulation, the email from the fire marshal and police and so on. So I felt like ours should also be included in the resolution. And they agreed. So that was that. And then after that, what we did is we actually acknowledged the correspondence, which was the application for freshwater wetlands letter of interpretation for the BWP holdings. I think that was over in the Father John area. Oh, no, that's the other one. So there were two that we acknowledged in terms of there being an environmental impact. One of them, I believe, might have been the rockfall, and the other was the Father John's Animal House was noted. And then, after that, we spent most of the other part of the evening on interviews. Interviews for the attorney position that just closed, and also for the planner.
Right.
Yeah, and so that took a lot of time. What else? What else? We did little updates. And I think that's pretty much, oh, the big news. The big news is that they decided on the master plan committee
Okay.
and read the names.
All right,
I
great.
think they did that at about 11:45 at night. And so that was great, that now they have a committee they've
Wonderful. And I
selected.
think you're
So we're
on that
moving
right now.
forward on that, and hopefully we'll move forward, with our grant from the Highlands Council soon also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome. Thank you.
that's it.
Well, there was actually no council meeting since we've last met, so I don't have any material updates to share. The only thing I'll share is that next Tuesday's meeting is canceled on November 14th.
Thank you. All right, moving on to unfinished business.
Oh, do you-
Oh, sorry.
Do you want to hear about the PIAC meeting?
Oh,
we
yes,
had?
I do.
Um,
Sorry about that.
That's okay. The Plan Endorsement Advisory Committee met on Monday, and we went over some new maps that our planner, Catherine Sarmon, drew up, and we kind of finalized our mission statement and determined that the next steps are to determine the costs and start looking for grants to work on this.
Oh, great. Are you formally sharing the mission statement at some point? I'd be interested in hearing what it is.
It'll be at public sessions,
It'll
actually.
be at the
Yeah,
public session?
yeah.
Okay, great. Nice.
It'll be, I think the PIAC process has a number of public sessions that will be probably combined with planning board meetings, but they'll be noticed and announced in advance.
Okay, perfect. I forgot about that new committee. That's awesome. All right, moving on to unfinished business. So the Green Business Initiative, I presented the initiative to something called BNI, which I think is called, the initial stand for Business Network Initiative or something like that, which meets every Thursday morning across the street at the VFW Hall at 7 a.m. So not today, but last week I went to the meeting and presented our Green Business Initiative and shared our material, our flyer with the group.
Wonderful.
I haven't heard that any organization has actually signed up yet, so we need to keep working on that.
What's a typical type of business that attends that? Is there any
There was.
theme or trend or?
No, there
no?
was all kinds of businesses there. I would say it's primarily individual business owners and not like large corporations or anything like that.
Ah.
So it was realtors, construction, healthcare folks, alternative medicine folks, insurance sales, lawyers.
That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
all kinds of groups. No. We got a grant for it starting in January, I think.
But the promotion of it, right, and the announcement and all the socializing of it is fairly recent.
Yeah, fairly recent. Yeah, we started in, I think, August, something like that. Yeah. All right, student liaison information. So we did send out information about this position to all the schools in Sparta, telling them that they must be a Sparta resident, they must be 16 years or older, must have parental permission to participate, and it's a year-long assignment. That went out, I think, last Thursday or Friday, but since then, a lot of the schools in the area have been closed for, they're only 2 days this week, so I know a lot of clubs have not met yet. I don't know if we've heard anything yet. I think you said no. Okay. All right, but it did go out, and then if we get any inquiries, hopefully we can get at least one student interested. Christine, do you have any Sparta, Glen, or Arbor Day? event?
I would just say that on Halloween, I submitted the interim report to ANJAC, giving them a brief outline of the event with the confirmed date of Friday, April 26th. And they came back with a very positive response. They're happy with what our event is looking like so far. And as far as students and teachers that have been invited so far, I did reach out to Kara Johnson at the middle school, who runs the environmental club and helped with our Earth Day fair. And she's interested in incorporating her students. So that was the first student group that will likely be a part of it.
Great. Do you need the names of the folks that I sent the student liaison to? Because that was also the high school advisor got
Sure.
that email. And I don't know if Sussex Tech has has an eco club or anything. So I just sent it to their administrators, but also I have the email for the Pope John Environmental Club person too.
Sure.
Okay, I'll share those with you. Anything else we should be thinking about doing this year, because we only have one other meeting in December after tonight?
As far as this event, you're saying?
Yeah,
I think, well, part of what I'd like to see is something I mentioned in the past, that I want this to be an opportunity for us to also be able to earn sustainable jersey
right.
points. And one way to do that through the education and outreach is to have sustained effort. So I would like if over the next several months, I'm kind of was thinking up the idea of doing like a virtual webinar type series where we have a couple speakers that can hone in on a specific topic. Like maybe even for this event, you can have like an entomologist that would talk to the general public about emerald ash borer and kind of make the connection so people can identify what that damage looks like and how to identify trees that would be infested on their own property. We did a similar event for the organization I work for. And I think if we do like a Zoom series with a couple of different speakers, that would be a way to show sustained effort, but also maybe bring more Sparta residents into the mix. Even if they don't attend in person, we could broadcast it via Zoom.
Okay.
So that's just
Could we
something,
do one a month, like June, January, February, March?
yeah,
And
maybe.
then April, we have that event?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a rough idea right now, but it was just
Okay.
something that I was kicking around since the last meeting.
What does everybody else think? I think it sounds great.
Yeah,
absolutely. Definitely.
yeah. Would they be, timing wise, would they happen, correlating to our meetings, or not necessarily?
Uh,
Like, there wouldn't be a meeting speaker, there would be more of a separate,
it could really be either.
yeah.
Yeah. It could be at a different time though, too. We can just publicize it on the website.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even have to be just for Sparta residents. We could just broadcast it and whoever wanted to join.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this also came about because when we were doing our litter cleanup, there was a discussion about how you can recycle more than what you can curbside and like at the county level. And I think a lot of people don't know that. So I was thinking like recycle more, right? Like what else is recyclable and how you can do that at the SCMUA. So it doesn't have to necessarily be just about this event. It could just be a webinar series with topics of interest that people might not know about.
Yeah.
One of them could also be the road salt study.
Yeah.
You know, that ties into the health of your plants too, very much so, as well as drinking water. So there's a little plant connection there and protecting our water. So that most appropriately probably would be done, I would think, in January, earlier in the winter season, because people could still get involved and they could monitor.
Yeah, I wonder if we could come up with topics that are critical to those months. Like in January, I think about indoor air quality, because you're running your stoves or you're running your wood stoves or something like that. So, and then road salt would also be appropriate in
The
January.
winter.
And I think it should just be organized that it's like we're the host of it, but it's not us as the presenter. Like we're
Right.
bringing in outside experts from different fields for what they specialize in.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming we'd look for free speakers?
Yes.
Right, okay. Yeah,
Free
free
speakers, yeah.
instead of being a thing, yeah.
I think the MWA would, Craig Fleming, do you know him? He does a lot of the work with the MWA and program presenting and works on road salt and water quality. And I know he's giving a presentation this next week to Trout Unlimited about their watershed. And so I think he would be a person we could call on for the road salt perhaps if we gave him a date early enough. They're very busy over there.
Okay. So should we think about a plan? Do you want a subcommittee to get together? No?
I don't think we need a subcommittee.
Okay.
We have a lot of committees.
I'm not trying to add more.
No.
meetings.
I think, yeah, it's just a rough idea at this point, and I don't even know if it needs to be monthly. Like, it can just be something that we periodically start doing when we have a topic of interest.
Okay.
So if we wanted to do road salt as a first event, that's fine for the winter.
Air quality, and then what was the third one you had? Thought of?
Entomology, talking
the-
about.
Oh, the ash
Bugs.
borer.
Ash borer.
The bugs
Yeah,
are
I think the
coming
emerald
out.
ash
Yeah.
borer would be a good one right before this event, because then we can publicize
Yeah.
the
I was
event.
thinking the same thing about frequency. We might not want to bite off too much. Maybe
Yeah.
quarterly might be a good
Yeah.
cadence.
Oh, a good
Yeah,
cadence, yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
On open space, the town has been collecting open space funds, and I don't know what they've been using it for. I think the Environmental Commission should look into using some of these funds,
Yeah.
open space funds.
Yep. So we're gonna
Absolutely.
redo the open space plan. And we haven't heard yet on the grant, have we? No? Oh, we did? Oh, nice.
It was approved.
Okay,
Oh.
all right, yay.
Oh, yay.
All right, great.
So,
very good.
as I had said before, Corey Stoner is gonna help with this, but the next step is, they have to send us, Barbara Davis knows, but they have to send us an agreement, and then we have to get it processed at a
Officially
council meeting.
approved. Okay,
So,
yay, okay, we're moving
yeah, excellent,
along.
yeah. Kim, can you bring your, just microphone down a little bit?
Oh, I'm
so
sorry,
that-
am I
yeah,
loud
No, that's all
enough?
right, because I couldn't hear you.
There you go.
Yeah, so. All good.
Awesome,
Excellent.
yay, okay.
That's great. Was that
Yeah.
for the amount that was requested?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so we can do the entire revised open plan as well as it covers both the New Jersey Conservation Agency plus our expenses too, the township's expenses.
Correct.
All right, amazing.
Yeah.
Excellent
Yeah.
news.
Wow,
So the proposal has to turn into an agreement, and that's what they're
Yep.
working on.
makes sense. Okay, wonderful. All right, the next item on the agenda is the two resolutions that came to us from ANJAC. And the first one, the open space one, we had already approved last time, and we'll be putting that resolution through our township's process. So we haven't yet started that, but we will this next time. And then we hadn't approved yet the I-95 Turnpike. And the reason that we were holding off on that is ANJAC was doing a presentation that was the Monday after our last meeting. And so some of us wanted to be better informed about making a decision about that resolution. So essentially what they want to do is expand the roadway going into the Lincoln Tunnel right around Jersey City.
Holland?
The Holland Tunnel, sorry,
Holland
thank
Tunnel.
you. I got my geography wrong. And so they want to expand it, I think it's already 2 lanes, and they want to make it 4 lanes on both sides, so it's 8 lanes. But it still only is going into a 2-lane tunnel. The tunnel's not getting any
like-
bigger.
Yeah.
So New Jersey City, as well as a number of the towns around there, are not happy with this and do not want this done. And they did talk quite a bit in the presentation about why, even though, Jersey City is not that close to us and kind of like, why would we care? So we would care because, number one, it's a 10 to 20 billion, with a B, work effort. So that's quite a lot of everybody's tax dollars in in the New Jersey as well as the United States. And there's plenty of ways that we could spend that money much better if we focus on light rail systems, other public transportation processes, making our roadways safer, et cetera. They've also shared a study where just because you expand the roadway, it is better for the traffic for a year or two, and then it just fills up again. You know, it's kind of like if you build more roadways, then more people drive, and then it's immediately a traffic problem again.
Induced demand, they called it, didn't they?
Yeah, something like that. Is
Induced
that the
demand.
technical term?
Yeah.
So my thought is that we do want to pass this resolution. If folks haven't had a chance yet, there's not an urgent, they're trying to get all these passed by the municipalities, sorry, by January. So we do have time if folks do want to listen to the recording of the meeting. And in the meantime, we could start looking at the actual resolution and seeing if we want to make any revisions of our own. Or we could also, if anybody wants to make a motion, pass it tonight and move forward with the rest of the process in Sparta.
And just to be clear, the plan, as we talked last time, right, is to, if the planning board approves it, then it's a recommendation to the township council to
Yep.
consider approving it as a
Yep,
resolution.
it goes through the lawyers
Yeah.
process and county clerk, everyone.
The
Or
planning
state-
board doesn't.
Township
I'm sorry.
clerk, sorry.
Environmental Commission.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't think it went. No, I didn't know if
Yeah,
it
yeah.
went to the
Yep.
planning board too.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did another resolution on water safety earlier this year. Yeah. So it would go through that same process again.
Are we tweaking the language at all to focus on Sparta, or, because that's what we had talked about last time?
Yeah.
Or are we trying to pass it as is?
Yeah, I wonder if that's what we want to do, if we want to wait till we read through it, see if we do want to tweak the language, and I can have a final version next meeting in December.
And just keep in mind too, the timeframes for the council meetings, if we're,
Yes.
depending on how long we take here to revise it and change the language, and then if we pass it on to recommendation and the attorney, so it could be a little while still.
Okay.
But they want it by January,
They wanted it by January.
during the month or a
Yeah,
specific?
they didn't have a specific deadline that they outlined. So do we have a motion to approve it, or we want to present a version next time?
It's more helpful to you. I mean, are we ready to have that discussion right now? I mean, we've already sort of had that discussion, right? So you would just be incorporating our thoughts into that
Yep.
and what you learned?
Yeah, and we
Um,
would, just like the last resolution, we'd put our recommendation on top of the resolution, usually in a memo form, about the reasons why it should be, the council should take action on it.
Right. So also, we might want to include, well, it mentions in here that this is not climate friendly. I didn't see anywhere where it really spoke about how social justice communities, I think I heard that last night, or will be
Yeah.
impacted. And also, there might be people that use the Holland Tunnel from our area, you know, that commute all the way down there. I mean, I
Yep.
see them at 5 o'clock in the morning. I saw them yesterday when I was working at the polls. They beat me to the polls.
Really?
Yeah, there was a fleet of people on 517, and so they were going far, you have to assume, towards New York City. So,
I want to say the last meeting, I think we did the motion.
We did the motion for the open space one. There's two resolutions
Oh,
from
we didn't do
NJAC.
the one-
Yeah,
Okay.
and we had tabled the I-95 one.
Now, just to date-wise, then our next meeting here
Yeah,
is after the last council meeting of the year. Last council meeting of the year will be December
same
12th,
week.
same week, so it's 2 days after the final council meeting.
If they can make a motion as amended, you guys work on it,
Yeah,
and then Because you still have they have a meeting on the 28th and the 12th. Ours is the 14th.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're not meeting again for 5 weeks, so that would that would slow down the process if we don't do something.
Sooner. Okay. So then, I mean, I think we should make a motion to
Okay.
approve it and,
All right,
and
so I'll-
as amended.
Did
Yeah.
we already make, I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Okay,
Do I have a
so,
second?
I'll
Or do
second.
you want to go ahead?
oh, I was
Sorry,
just
didn't mean
gonna,
to
I was
talk
just
over you.
gonna read it. So I'd like to make a motion that Sparta pass a resolution opposing the expansion of the New Jersey I-95 Turnpike.
Okay,
I would specify that Sparta Environmental Commission.
The Environmental
yeah,
Commission.
not-
Okay, that the Environmental Commission pass a resolution opposing the expansion of the New Jersey I-95 Turnpike.
I'll second.
thank you, Ted. Thank you, Christine.
Roll, Brittany?
Yep.
Councilman, no,
I don't get
I
a
don't
vote.
think so. Chairwoman Kimberly Knoll,
Yes.
Vice Chair Neil Sauerwein,
Yes.
Christine Dunbar,
Yes.
Ted Gall,
Yes.
Christine Rogers,
Yes.
Barbara Kozlowska.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
thank you, everyone. All right, new business.
Colleen, could you do me a favor? There's a stack next to you. I already gave one to Barbara. Can you take the top 2 pages and pass them down? Okay. As I realized they were not included. So that everybody has it in front of them.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, this is also an additional resolution that they're asking us to sign on to. Regarding litter and pollution in New Jersey. I don't remember what the last time you had, what is it called? A bottle
Bottle bill.
return fee, right?
Right.
So this is a proposal to put back in place a bottle return fee for 10 cents for returning bottles, cans, etc. I don't know why they ever did away with it. What happened?
Long time.
Yeah. There are a number of organizations that are supporting this initiative, including Beyond Plastics, Clean Ocean Action, Clean Water Action, Environment New Jersey, New Jersey Environmental Justice Agency. It will definitely increase the amount of returns, deposit return systems. It'll definitely decrease the amount of litter. The 10 states that do have a deposit return system, the recycling rate for beverage containers is much higher. The recycling rate for number 1 PET plastic is 62% in bottle return system states versus only 13% in states without DRS, deposit return systems. So, I mean, I think we saw in our cleanup, there was mostly what we're picking up was plastic bottles and cans.
Kim, do they have a resolution? Does ANJEC have a resolution, or are they just asking the EC as a body to sign on?
They're
on
asking
the
us to
Google
just sign
form?
on. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
It's not ANJEC, though.
no.
I was curious what the action being requested was. Right, doesn't mention a resolution. I'm not sure as an entity if the EC can go on to sign on to something like this.
Okay.
We'd have to check.
To sign on to support a bottle bill in New Jersey. So they want us to sign on that we are actually supporting it.
I mean, in general, I think the concept is great. I'm not sure about logistics. So for instance, if this was to become a bill, what's the mechanism, what's the infrastructure to accept all these recyclables back. Like lots of states have a program to pick them up where you drop them off someplace and
Right.
it doesn't really go into that. I mean, I think the concept is great though.
Says here 10 cents.
Yeah,
Minimum.
I
Yeah,
think that's high.
That's the minimum they're asking for.
mm,
and then they're asking for the money to go and support, fund environmental programs along with other fiscal needs.
as long as it's dedicated funding.
Yeah.
I don't see any, I don't see any townships here on the list. I see conservation organizations. So that would also be my question. Is this appropriate for us as a commission of a town to sign on?
Okay. And then what is the mechanism for collection?
That's it, that's the problem, because Oregon started this in 1971.
Mm-hmm.
It's very successful. You would see people out collecting all these cans and bottles and bringing them in, every place. And it was a problem for the retailers and for the distributors and also for the manufacturers that received them back. So it was great for the people that wanted to earn some more money or environmentally minded people. But I remember standing in line, because I lived in Oregon for a while, and there were people with all these bottles, and you were trying to purchase something at the same time, and then that,
Oh, I see.
yeah, so now what they have is they have, the way they deal with that is that large grocery stores or like places like Walmart, they have actually big receptacles where you
Right.
push them in
Yeah.
and then they give you your money back. So, that has helped the
Right.
retailers quite a bit, I would think. And actually, in some ways, I guess, created jobs, another industry
Right.
for that.
Yeah, lots of machines. All right, so I'll find out those two questions and get back to everybody with this next time.
Yeah. I mean, I think that second question is really, that could be worked out. That's not insurmountable because lots
Yeah.
of other states do it and that's not, a local, I mean, it will become a local thing, but
Yeah.
I think getting the support for this probably is the key. So it's just figuring out if and how an entity like the EC can do this, or is it
Yeah.
just more for nonprofits and other entities?
All right.
I wonder if Anjec has any point of view on this, or if they've been
Yeah,
involved.
that's a good question too,
Yeah.
right?
I mean,
Well, I
given
got-
their influence and their engagement with the whole plastics and plastic bags, paper bags, I'm curious.
Well, I got this at the Environmental Congress at the ANJEC conference.
Oh, okay.
And I think it was I can't remember where he was from, but I think he was an EC member in one of the shore
Shore
areas.
towns?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, great. All right, any other new business that anybody wants to bring up?
Do you have any announcements to make?
Me?
What I texted, no, not the text, but the other one. The appointments. Might have emailed it.
What do you? Yeah, but that was last time. We already did that last time. Yeah, I thought we did.
Okay.
Christine Dunbar and Christine Rogers, we
Linda,
had
I think Linda and
elevated you
Christine.
to not alternative members anymore, you're full members. Right, or no, Linda Towers, sorry, and Christine Rogers. Yeah, we announced
Yeah,
that last
okay,
time, I
okay.
think, yeah.
Congratulations.
I think we announced that last time, didn't we? Did we not?
No, you texted me about it.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, I'm sorry. All right, well, thank you so much. You're officially full member and not the alternate
Thank
anymore. All right, any other new business? All right. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
Seconds. Thank you so much, everyone. Meeting adjourned.
Wow. Look at the time.
We are so fast today.
Oh,
Under an hour.
you're so good. Thank you.
We didn't have a ton of plans to look at.
Yes.
But I didn't want to cancel because we only have one meeting, so.
Nice to have you.
Thank
I
you.
look forward to working with you.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah. I need to catch up on